Trump faces up to 4 years in prison when his sentencing comes come July 11th. Lots of people, of course, talking about this. Action News reporter John Paul live at Belmont Plateau with more on the sentencing.
And John, you talked to an expert about the unique aspects of the sentencing phase coming up, huh?
Yeah, Rick, sure. I mean, that's what everybody wants to know. What will this sentence be? As you mentioned, we won't know that until July 11th. We got more than a month to wait for that. But experts are starting to weigh in, especially in light of all the things the former president has said since that verdict was read. Less than 24 hours after the historic guilty verdict for a former president, Donald Trump took shots at the judge, the DA, and the justice system.
What took place yesterday with this judge, look, we have conflicted, but he's a crooked judge.
And that judge, Juan Merchan, is the one who will decide Trump's fate for the 34 felony counts for falsifying business records. He faces up to 4 years in prison.
I've never in my 20-plus years of doing criminal prosecutions and criminal defense hearings and trials have ever seen a defendant go after a judge and the judicial system like President Trump did.
Today we spoke with attorney Brendan Campbell, a former assistant district attorney in Montgomery County who has his own practice in Norristown. He says for sentencing, Judge Merchan has broad discretion.
The judge can do anything within the guidelines, up to 4 years. And there is stuff there, right? The gag order violations, the disrespect to the system.
However, he says in this case, prison time is highly unlikely. Trump was convicted of low-level felonies. He also doesn't have a prior history, and he's 77 years old. But there are other aspects to the case, including those disparaging comments today, mentioning the judge at least 17 times.
The judge was a tyrant.
The judge can also consider his disparaging remarks about the judicial system, the judge himself, the DA, the whole prosecution.
Now, Rick, Shari, another interesting thing about the sentencing date, July 11th, that comes just days before the RNC. And this has proven to be something that former president can fundraise off of, raising more than $35 million in the hours since that verdict was read. Live at the Belmont Plateau, John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Rick?